Welcome back to our channel. Do you feel like a small boat adrift in the ocean of life? Day by day, you struggle to steer through waves of stress, work pressure, family responsibilities, and societal expectations. Perhaps you've asked yourself, why do I feel so drained, even when I'm doing everything right? In today's modern society, we're surrounded by noise, the busyness of work, endless negative news, and the constant pull of social media. We get caught in an endless cycle, chasing one goal after another, only to realize that happiness still eludes us. The pressure continues to mount. You worry about the future, regret the past, and forget how to enjoy the present moment. Many of us have become prisoners of our own negative thoughts, trapped in loops of anxiety and dissatisfaction. Are you ready to change? Now take a moment, close your eyes, and ask yourself, if I could change my life in just 3 hours, would I be ready? Yes, just 3 hours. No need for expensive courses, no need to completely overhaul your life. Just 3 hours to discover the hidden strength within you. A strength that can help you turn obstacles into opportunities, ease your stress, and build a resilient mind. This isn't some far-fetched dream, it's a reality experienced by millions through an ancient yet powerful philosophy, Stoicism. Stoicism, a tool to take control of your life. Stoicism isn't an abstract theory reserved for philosophers. It's a practical philosophy designed to help people face challenges with resilience, find peace amidst uncertainty, and take control of their lives. More than 2,000 years ago, figures like Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, and Epictetus, a slave turned philosopher, applied Stoicism to navigate the toughest challenges of their lives. Their teachings didn't just help them endure hardship, they found inner freedom, a gift we desperately need in today's world. You don't have to be an emperor, and you don't have to leave your current life behind to embrace Stoicism. All you need are practical tools and lessons you can apply immediately to transform your mindset and actions. I'll share those secrets with you. Creating connection. A story of transformation. To help you better understand the power of Stoicism, let me share Anna's story. A woman just like you or me. Anna was a project manager at a large company where each day felt like a battle against deadlines, pressure from her boss, and conflicts within her team. Despite her professional success, Anna constantly felt anxious and drained. Worse, she felt she was losing herself, becoming distant from her family and friends. One day, while searching for a way to escape her exhaustion, she came across a quote from Marcus Aurelius. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The quote awakened something in her. Anna began exploring Stoicism. She practiced journaling to distinguish between what she could and couldn't control. She focused on her personal values rather than chasing others' expectations. She adopted the principle of amor fati, loving every circumstance as it is, to accept what she couldn't change. The results were remarkable. Anna not only felt less stressed but also became calmer and more decisive. Her relationships with her family improved significantly. Anna's story isn't an exception. It's proof that Stoicism can truly transform your life. Let's begin journey. In this video, we'll explore Part 1. The foundation of Stoicism, understanding the core principles to take control of your life. Part 2. Practical lessons, applying Stoicism to manage emotions, build resilience, and live according to your values. Part 3. A 3-hour practice plan, step-by-step guidance to turn theory into action. Don't let life slip by in dissatisfaction. Begin your journey to mastering your life today. If you want to continue discovering powerful tools to improve your life, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Leave a comment below. I'm ready to change. If you agree that you deserve a more peaceful and meaningful life. And if you know someone who needs this transformation, share this video with them. Now, let's begin the journey to mastering your life with Stoicism. Production notes for the video: tone, calm, inspirational, and relatable. Visuals: use scenes of people working under pressure, serene nature shots, and highlight Stoic quotes on screen. Background music: gentle and uplifting. building emotion during the call to action. Good luck with creating this impactful video. The foundations of Stoicism. The history and origins of Stoicism. Stoicism is one of the most enduring and impactful philosophical traditions in human history. Emerging over 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece, it has guided emperors, slaves, soldiers, and everyday people through the trials and tribulations of life with unparalleled wisdom, clarity, and inner strength. The teachings of Stoicism have transcended time and cultures, remaining relevant in the modern world as a source of resilience and purpose. The roots of Stoicism trace back to Zeno of Citium, who founded the school of thought around 300 BCE in Athens. Born in the Mediterranean city of Citium, modern-day Larnaca, Cyprus, Zeno's journey into philosophy began after a shipwreck left him stranded in Athens. Seeking solace, he immersed himself in philosophy and became deeply inspired by the teachings of Socrates and the Cynics. These schools emphasized the importance of virtue, simplicity, and living in harmony with nature. However, Zeno sought to create a philosophy that was not only theoretical, but also profoundly practical, a guide for everyday living. Zeno's teachings took root in a public space known as the Stoa Poikile, or painted porch, a prominent colonnade in Athens decorated with vibrant frescoes. It was here, amidst the hustle and bustle of the city, that Zeno's ideas were shared with all who sought guidance, regardless of social status. This setting, open and inclusive, embodied the core of Stoicism, a philosophy for everyone. The name Stoicism itself derives from this humble yet dynamic location. The great thinkers of Stoicism, while Zeno laid the foundation, it was the contributions of three prominent Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, that solidified Stoicism's legacy as a timeless guide for navigating life's complexities. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor from 161 to 180 CE, is often hailed as the quintessential Stoic. Despite holding one of the most powerful positions in history, he approached his role with humility, wisdom, and an unwavering commitment to virtue. His personal journal, Meditations, remains a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. In Meditations, Marcus reflected on the principles of Stoicism, while grappling with the immense responsibilities of ruling an empire. From political intrigue to war and personal loss, his writings reveal a deeply introspective thinker who sought to live with integrity amidst adversity. His famous quote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength," captures the essence of Stoic resilience. Marcus's life and writings demonstrate how Stoicism can guide even the most burdened individuals toward clarity and peace. Epictetus. Freedom through inner mastery. Epictetus, born into slavery in 55 CE, rose from humble beginnings to become one of Stoicism's most influential teachers. His life embodies the Stoic belief that true freedom is not determined by external circumstances, but by one's ability to master their thoughts and emotions. Despite his enslavement, Epictetus developed a profound understanding of inner freedom. He taught that external events are beyond our control, but how we respond to them lies entirely within our power. His teachings, preserved in works like the Discourses and the Enchiridion, emphasize personal responsibility, discipline, and the cultivation of inner peace. One of his most enduring lessons is, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Epictetus's insights continue to inspire those seeking strength and purpose, especially in the face of hardship. Seneca. Adversity as opportunity. Seneca, a Roman statesman, dramatist, and philosopher, was a master of turning adversity into opportunity. Living during tumultuous times, under the reign of Emperor Nero, Seneca's life was marked by political intrigue, exile, and eventual death by forced suicide. Yet, through it all, he remained steadfast in his commitment to Stoic principles. In his letters and essays, such as Letters to Lucilius, Seneca explored how to live in accordance with nature and embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. He emphasized that life's difficulties are not obstacles, but stepping stones to a stronger, wiser self. His famous quote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind," as labor does the body, reminds us of the transformative power of adversity when approached with a Stoic mindset. Why has Stoicism endured? The longevity of Stoicism is no accident. Its teachings address universal human experiences: fear, loss, ambition, and the pursuit of happiness. Stoicism provides tools for navigating these challenges with grace and wisdom, making it as relevant today as it was in the ancient world. One of Stoicism's greatest strengths lies in its practicality. It is not a philosophy confined to the ivory towers of academia, but a roadmap for real life. By focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what is not, Stoicism offers a pathway to inner peace and resilience in the face of uncertainty. Modern psychology, particularly cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, has drawn heavily from Stoic principles, such as challenging negative thoughts and focusing on what can be controlled. Leaders, entrepreneurs, and thinkers continue to embrace Stoicism for its ability to foster clarity and resolve in high-pressure environments. Example in modern times: consider how a CEO managing a crisis might use Stoic principles. Instead of panicking over external events like market fluctuations or public opinion, they focus on their response, making rational decisions, communicating clearly, and maintaining composure. This approach, rooted in Stoicism, enables effective leadership under pressure. Stoicism's endurance also stems from its universality. It transcends culture, status, and time. Whether you're an emperor, a slave, or an everyday person navigating modern life, Stoicism speaks to the core of what it means to be human. Its teachings remind us that while we cannot control the world around us, we can always control how we choose to live within it. The rich history and profound teachings of Stoicism set the stage for its timeless principles. In the next section, we will explore the heart of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control, the centrality of virtue, and the transformative power of embracing life as it is through amor fati. These principles are not just ideas to ponder, they are tools to live by. Let us now dive into how these concepts can reshape our perspective and help us master the art of living. 1.2. Core philosophy of Stoicism. Stoicism is founded on timeless principles that, while simple in their essence, hold the profound power to transform the way we see and approach life. These principles serve as a compass, guiding us toward clarity, purpose, and inner peace amidst life's chaos. Let's explore three of its most significant concepts in depth. Dichotomy of control. At the very core of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, the idea that life is divided into two fundamental categories: things we can control, our thoughts, actions, attitudes, and choices. These elements are entirely within our power and depend solely on our will and effort. Things we cannot control: external events, the opinions and actions of others, random occurrences, or even the weather. These factors lie beyond our influence, and no amount of effort can change them. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic thinkers, eloquently articulated this principle in his teachings. Some things are up to us and some things are not. Our judgments, desires, and choices are within our control. Everything else is not. This concept is not merely philosophical. It's a practical tool for navigating life's uncertainties. The dichotomy of control frees us from unnecessary worry and frustration. Instead of wasting energy on what we cannot change, we are encouraged to focus on what truly matters: our own thoughts and actions. Practical application. Imagine waking up to heavy rain on the day of an outdoor event you've planned for weeks. While the rain is beyond your control, your reaction to it is entirely within your power. You can lament and let it ruin your day, or you can embrace the situation, adjust your plans, and find joy in the alternative. Epictetus reminds us that control begins with perspective. It is not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. This shift from external circumstances to internal mastery is what makes the dichotomy of control transformative. By choosing to focus on how we respond, we gain a sense of empowerment and freedom, even in the most challenging situations. Everyday example: imagine being stuck in traffic during rush hour. You cannot control the cars around you or the delays ahead. However, you can control your reaction. Will you succumb to frustration, or will you use the time to listen to an inspiring audiobook, reflect on your goals, or practice mindfulness? This subtle but significant shift in focus can transform an ordinary frustration into an opportunity for growth. Advanced insight, the dichotomy of control, is not about passive acceptance, it is about active engagement with what you can influence. Stoics emphasize effort in areas you can affect, your health, relationships, and character, while practicing detachment from the outcome, knowing it may be shaped by forces beyond you. Virtue as the foundation of happiness. Unlike modern society, which often equates happiness with material success, fleeting pleasures, or external validation, Stoicism teaches that true happiness stems from living a life of virtue. This is a profound departure from conventional thinking and one of Stoicism's most empowering lessons. What is virtue? Stoicism identifies 4 cardinal virtues that form the cornerstone of a meaningful and fulfilling life. Wisdom, Sophia. The ability to make sound decisions based on reason and understanding. Wisdom helps us see the world clearly and choose the path that aligns with our values. Courage, Andrea. The strength to face challenges, adversity, and fear with bravery and perseverance. Courage allows us to act even when the outcome is uncertain. Justice, Dikaiosine. Treating others with fairness, integrity, and respect. Justice ensures that our actions contribute to the well-being of others and uphold moral principles. Temperance, Sophrosine. Practicing self-control, moderation, and balance in all aspects of life. Temperance helps us avoid excess and focus on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius encapsulates this idea beautifully in his Meditations. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Living virtuously doesn't mean striving for perfection or never making mistakes. Instead, it is about consistently aligning your actions with your values, regardless of external circumstances. By doing so, you create a sense of purpose and integrity that external success or material possessions can never provide. Practical example. Imagine you are faced with a moral dilemma at work. A shortcut that compromises your principles could save time or resources, but feels dishonest. Choosing the virtuous path, upholding honesty and transparency, may seem harder in the moment, but builds long-term trust, respect, and self-esteem. Virtue and resilience. Stoicism teaches that virtue not only leads to happiness, but also fosters resilience. When we live according to our values, we are less swayed by external pressures or setbacks. A virtuous life becomes a stable anchor in an unpredictable world. Deeper reflection. Modern life often tempts us to trade virtue for convenience or social approval. However, Stoics warn against the fleeting satisfaction of such choices. Virtue offers a lasting and unshakable sense of fulfillment, one that external rewards can never replicate. Amor fati. Loving your fate. One of Stoicism's most profound and challenging principles is amor fati, which translates to love your fate. This concept teaches us to not only accept, but also embrace everything that happens in life, both good and bad, as necessary and meaningful. Amor fati is about aligning with the flow of life rather than resisting it. Marcus Aurelius captured this sentiment. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything thrown into it. This principle does not advocate passive resignation. Instead, it invites us to see every experience, even adversity, as an opportunity for growth. By loving our fate, we find freedom from resentment and regret. Practical example. Imagine losing a job unexpectedly. While disappointment is a natural reaction, amor fati encourages us to view this setback as a chance to explore new opportunities, refine our skills, or pursue a passion we've neglected. Amor fati in action. When plans fall apart, view it as a chance to test your adaptability. When faced with criticism, see it as an opportunity to improve or reflect on your own behavior. Amor fati challenges us to transcend self-pity and victimhood. By reframing difficulties as gifts, we cultivate gratitude and resilience, transforming obstacles into stepping stones. The core principles of Stoicism, focusing on what we can control, living a virtuous life, and embracing fate with open arms, offer profound insights into how to navigate life with clarity and strength. These teachings are not mere abstractions, they are tools we can apply to every decision, every challenge, and every moment. In the next section, we'll explore how these principles translate into practical strategies for managing emotions, building resilience and living a life of meaning. Let's take the next step together and see how Stoicism can reshape not only your perspective, but also your daily habits. The core pillars of Stoicism and how to apply them. 1. Managing emotions. Mastering your own mind. Emotions are a natural and inevitable part of human life. However, what matters most is not what you feel, but how you respond to those emotions. Stoicism offers powerful tools to help us understand and manage our emotions effectively, enabling us to maintain calm and control even in the most challenging situations. Understanding emotions. Taking control of your reactions. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea that no one can hurt you unless you allow them to. Our emotions don't arise directly from events themselves, but from the way we interpret and perceive those events. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously said, "Men are not disturbed by things but by the views they take of them." This means that every feeling of hurt, anger, or disappointment doesn't come from the event itself, but from the meaning we assign to it. If you change the way you interpret a situation, you change how you feel about it. A simple example. A colleague makes a seemingly rude comment. You might choose to feel offended, assuming they intentionally wanted to insult you. Or you could consider that they might just be having a bad day or were unaware of how their words came across. By shifting your perspective, the negative feelings lose their grip on you. Understanding this principle is the first and most important step in managing emotions. When you realize that you are the one in control of how you feel, you begin to reclaim control over your mind and life. Tools for managing emotions. Stoicism not only provides a philosophical framework, but also practical tools that can be applied immediately in daily life. Here are 2 effective techniques for managing emotions: the pause and deep breathing technique. A natural reaction to intense emotions like anger or anxiety is to act immediately. However, reacting impulsively often leads to regret. Stoicism encourages us to pause before responding. How to practice. When you feel angry or anxious, take a moment to pause. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this 3 to 5 times. This technique not only calms you down, but also creates space for rational thinking before you react. By breathing deeply, you awaken your reasoning ability and prevent emotional reactions from taking over. Real-life scenario. Imagine you're in an important meeting and a colleague criticizes your idea harshly. Your initial instinct might be to react defensively or angrily. Instead, you pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, "I can control my reaction." Then, you calmly respond or choose to revisit the conversation later, preserving your professionalism and avoiding unnecessary conflict. Journaling to release. Negative emotions. Stoics often practice journaling as a way to reflect and manage their emotions. Writing helps you take chaotic thoughts and transform them into clear words, reducing the intensity of negative emotions. How to practice. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day writing about the emotions you experienced. Ask yourself, where did this emotion come from? Is it worth my attention? Can I see the situation differently? List the things you can control in the situation and focus on those. Real-life example. After a particularly stressful day at work, you feel overwhelmed and demotivated. Instead of letting those feelings consume you, you write in your journal. As you reflect, you realize most of your stress comes from worrying about your boss's reaction. By writing it down, you remind yourself that you can't control their reaction, but can focus on doing your best work. This realization allows you to refocus your energy on what matters and let go of unnecessary stress. Journaling not only clarifies problems but also provides relief, as if you've placed your negative emotions outside your mind. A story of controlling anger. To better understand the power of managing emotions through Stoicism, let's look at this story. John, a young and ambitious manager, found himself in a difficult situation during a team meeting. An older colleague criticized his proposal, calling it unrealistic and impractical. At first, John felt insulted and angry, wanting to defend his idea immediately. But then he remembered a lesson from Marcus Aurelius. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Instead of reacting impulsively, John paused, took a deep breath, and asked himself, "Can I control what this colleague thinks? Number. But I can control how I respond." John chose to ask his colleague for more detailed feedback, seeking to understand their perspective rather than escalating the conflict. This not only made the meeting more constructive, but also earned him respect for his composure and professionalism. By managing his anger, John preserved his calm, maintained his reputation, and even improved his relationship with his colleague. Connecting Stoicism to modern life. Stoicism doesn't deny emotions. It teaches us how to understand and master them. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but they shouldn't control our lives. In today's modern society, where stress and anxiety are widespread, learning to manage emotions has never been more crucial. Stoicism provides practical tools to not only keep emotions in check, but also transform them into sources of strength and insight. Remember, you are not a victim of your emotions. You are their master. And this awareness is the first step toward living a calmer, more meaningful life. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into building resilience, helping you face adversity with confidence and inner strength. 2. Establishing boundaries and preserving energy. In life, one of the most essential yet challenging skills is learning how to establish boundaries and protect your energy. Without boundaries, we can find ourselves drained, overwhelmed, and even resentful. Stoicism offers profound insights and practical tools to help us balance helping others and maintaining our own well-being. The challenge of people-pleasing, learning to say no. Without guilt. Many of us struggle with the need to please others, often going out of our way to accommodate requests, demands, and expectations. While kindness and generosity are virtues, Stoicism teaches that these must be practiced with discernment. If you constantly sacrifice your own well-being to meet the needs of others, you risk burning out. The Stoic perspective. Epictetus reminds us, who then is invincible? The one who cannot be upset by anything outside their control. This principle applies to relationships and expectations. You cannot control how others perceive or react to your boundaries, but you can control your decision to set and uphold them. Marcus Aurelius adds, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By learning to say no when necessary, you protect your mental and emotional resources, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. The lesson: don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. This modern metaphor aligns beautifully with Stoic philosophy. Imagine constantly giving your time, energy, and resources to others without replenishing your own. Eventually, you'll have nothing left to give, and your own well-being will suffer. A practical reframe. Saying no doesn't mean you are selfish or uncaring. It means you recognize your limits and value your energy. Helping others is most effective when it comes from a place of strength, not exhaustion. Sarah is a compassionate friend who always says yes to others, even when she's overwhelmed. One day, she finds herself juggling work deadlines, family commitments, and a last-minute favor for a friend. She feels frustrated and drained, but she fears saying no will make her appear unkind. By reflecting on Stoic principles, Sarah realizes she cannot control how her friend reacts to her saying no. She can control her choice to prioritize her own well-being. Sarah politely declines the favor, explaining her current workload. To her surprise, her friend understands and respects her decision. This simple act of boundary setting not only preserves Sarah's energy, but also strengthens her relationship, as it's based on mutual respect rather than resentment. Balancing. Giving and retaining. Helping others without sacrificing yourself. Stoicism teaches that true generosity stems from wisdom and discernment. Helping others is a virtue, but it must be done in a way that does not compromise your own health, values, or responsibilities. The gardeners. Example: imagine two gardeners living next to each other. One gardener spends all their time tending to their neighbor's garden while neglecting their own. Over time, their garden becomes overgrown and unmanageable, leaving them with nothing to sustain themselves. Meanwhile, the other gardener focuses on maintaining their own garden first, ensuring it thrives. Only then do they have the resources to occasionally help their neighbor. The second gardener embodies the Stoic approach to giving. By taking care of themselves first, they are better equipped to assist others without depleting their own resources. Key takeaway: helping others is noble, but it should never come at the cost of your own well-being. A healthy balance ensures you can give meaningfully and sustainably. Practical steps to balance: giving and retaining know your limits. Stoicism emphasizes self-awareness as the foundation of all virtue. To help others effectively, you must first understand your own limits, emotionally, mentally, and physically. How to practice: reflect on what drains your energy and what replenishes it. Set clear boundaries to avoid overcommitting. Tom is often asked to volunteer for extra projects at work. While he enjoys contributing, he notices that accepting too many tasks leaves him stressed and unproductive. By identifying his limits, he learns to accept only those projects where he can add real value without compromising his own responsibilities. Communicate boundaries clearly and kindly. Stoicism teaches us to approach others with fairness and honesty. Setting boundaries doesn't have to be harsh or confrontational. Instead, communicate your needs with respect and clarity. How to practice: use phrases like, "Oh, I'd love to help, but I'm currently at capacity." "Oh, I can't commit to this right now, but I'd be happy to support in a smaller way." Example: Emma's family often expects her to organize every holiday gathering. While she enjoys being with her family, the pressure of planning leaves her exhausted. This year, she communicates that she'd prefer to share the responsibilities, suggesting a rotation system. Her family agrees, and Emma feels more relaxed and engaged during the holidays. Focus on quality over quantity. Stoicism values deliberate, meaningful actions over scattered efforts. Helping fewer people deeply is often more impactful than helping many people superficially. How to practice: prioritize relationships or causes where your efforts can make the greatest difference. Avoid spreading yourself too thin. Instead of volunteering for multiple charities at once, Alex decides to focus on mentoring youth in his community. By dedicating his full attention to one cause, he builds lasting relationships and sees tangible results. Replenish your energy regularly. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot pour from an empty cup. To give generously, you must first ensure that your own needs are met. How to practice: dedicate time each day to self-care, exercise, mindfulness, or pursuing hobbies. Reflect on your values and goals to stay aligned with what truly matters. Lisa spends her days caring for her elderly parents. While she finds fulfillment in helping them, she often feels drained. By carving out 30 minutes each morning for yoga and journaling, Lisa restores her energy and approaches her caregiving duties with greater patience and joy. The balance of giving: a Stoic perspective. The Stoic approach to helping others is rooted in balance and intention. As Seneca wisely observed, nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart and a spirit that desires to give, but only if it doesn't come at the expense of your own well-being. Stoicism teaches us that true generosity is sustainable and thoughtful. It's not about saying yes to everyone, but about giving where it truly counts, in ways that align with your values and capacity. By setting boundaries, communicating clearly, and prioritizing self-care, you can create a life where helping others enhances, not depletes, your own well-being. In the next section, we'll explore how to build resilience and face life's challenges with courage and inner strength. Let's continue the journey together. Resilient thinking in the face of adversity. Adversity is an inevitable part of life, but it doesn't have to be a source of despair. Stoicism teaches us that challenges and setbacks are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. By cultivating resilient thinking, we can face life's difficulties with courage and grace, turning every hardship into a stepping stone toward a stronger, wiser self. Let's explore 3 key Stoic principles that foster resilience. One of the most empowering lessons of Stoicism is the idea that failure is not the end, it is a beginning. Failure, while often painful, is a necessary part of growth and self-improvement. Seneca's perspective. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor strengthens the body." This means that challenges and failures are not meant to break us, but to shape us. Just as physical exercise builds muscle through resistance, our minds grow stronger when we confront and overcome adversity. Reframing failure. Stoicism teaches us to view failure not as a personal defeat, but as feedback. Each setback provides valuable information about what didn't work and offers an opportunity to adjust our approach. Practical example: imagine you've applied for a promotion at work but were passed over. It's natural to feel disappointed, but instead of dwelling on the rejection, you can choose to analyze the situation. What skills or experience were you lacking? How can you improve to be better prepared next time? By seeing the experience as a learning opportunity, you turn a perceived failure into a stepping stone for future success. Resilience in action. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is quintessentially Stoic. Instead of being discouraged by repeated failures, Edison saw each attempt as progress. This relentless resilience ultimately led to one of the most important inventions in history. Practicing memento mori, remembering that you will die. One of the most profound Stoic practices is memento mori, which translates to remember that you will die. While this may sound morbid, it is a powerful tool for living a meaningful and purposeful life. What is memento mori? Memento mori is the practice of contemplating our mortality to gain clarity about what truly matters. By acknowledging the finite nature of life, we are reminded to prioritize what is essential and let go of trivial concerns. Marcus Aurelius on mortality. In his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This is not a call to despair, but an invitation to live fully. When we accept that our time is limited, we are motivated to use it wisely. Practical application. Prioritize what matters. Reflect on how you spend your time. Are you focusing on activities and relationships that bring meaning and joy? Or are you wasting energy on distractions and superficial pursuits? Example: instead of endlessly scrolling through social media, spend time connecting with loved ones or pursuing a passion. Live with gratitude. Each day is a gift, and memento mori encourages us to appreciate life's fleeting beauty. Example: start each morning by acknowledging something you're grateful for, no matter how small. Confront fear. Many fears, like fear of failure or rejection, lose their power when viewed through the lens of mortality. If life is short, why waste it on worrying about what others think? Example: use this perspective to take bold steps toward a goal you've been hesitant to pursue. A modern illustration. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, famously said that contemplating death was one of the most important tools for making decisions. Knowing he would someday die helped him focus on what truly mattered and avoid being trapped by fear or societal expectations. By practicing memento mori, we are empowered to live with intention, courage, and gratitude, letting go of what you cannot change. Stoicism's most liberating principle is the realization that peace comes from accepting what is beyond our control. Trying to control the uncontrollable only leads to frustration and anxiety. Epictetus on acceptance. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This principle invites us to focus our energy on what we can influence, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while releasing attachment to external outcomes. Why letting go brings peace. When we stop resisting reality, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean apathy or passivity. It means directing your energy where it can make a difference. Practical example. Imagine your flight is delayed, causing you to miss an important meeting. While you can't change the delay, you can choose how to respond. Instead of stewing in anger, you might use the time to prepare for the next opportunity or simply relax and recharge. The Serenity Prayer. The famous Serenity Prayer captures this Stoic principle beautifully. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Strategies for letting go. Identify what you can control. In any challenging situation, ask yourself, what is within my power to change? What is beyond my control? Focus only on the former. Practice mindfulness. Stay present in the moment rather than ruminating on past regrets or future worries. Mindfulness helps you detach from unhelpful thoughts and center yourself. Reframe challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as problems, view them as opportunities to grow and adapt. A parent dealing with a difficult teenager cannot control every decision their child makes, but they can control how they communicate and set boundaries. By focusing on their own actions, they create a healthier dynamic and reduce stress. Resilience as a way of life. Resilience is not about avoiding challenges, but about facing them with strength and wisdom. Stoicism provides a framework to transform setbacks into growth, prioritize what truly matters, and find peace through acceptance. By embracing these principles, transform failure into lessons. See every setback as a chance to learn and improve. Practice memento mori. Use the awareness of mortality to live fully and intentionally. Let go of what you cannot change. Free yourself from unnecessary suffering by focusing on what's within your control. Life will always present difficulties, but with Stoic resilience, you can navigate them with grace and emerge stronger on the other side. In the next section, we'll explore how to apply these principles in practical, everyday ways to build a life of meaning and purpose. Let's continue this transformative journey together. The journey of practice, self-awareness. Through self-awareness is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a critical tool for personal growth. In our fast-paced, often chaotic lives, it's easy to lose touch with our inner thoughts and emotions. Journaling, a simple yet powerful practice, serves as a means to pause, reflect, and realign ourselves with what truly matters. By dedicating time to journaling, you can identify what is within your control, recognize areas for improvement, and develop a greater understanding of how you respond to life's challenges. This practice not only cultivates self-awareness, but also lays the foundation for living intentionally and with purpose. Why journaling matters. In Stoicism, introspection is key to mastering the mind. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, kept a journal to reflect on his thoughts, actions, and challenges. His writings, compiled in meditations, are a testament to the transformative power of self-reflection. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Journaling allows you to identify what you can and cannot control. By listing these aspects, you shift your focus toward productive action and let go of unnecessary stress. Reflect on your reactions. Examining how you respond to daily challenges helps you develop greater emotional control and resilience. Align your actions with your values. Writing creates clarity, enabling you to make choices that reflect your true priorities. Step 1. Listing what you can and cannot control. The first step in journaling is to categorize the events, circumstances, and thoughts you encounter into two distinct groups. What you can control. What you cannot control. What you can control. According to Stoicism, the only things truly within your control are your thoughts, actions, attitudes, choices. These are the elements that depend entirely on you, regardless of external circumstances. By focusing on these areas, you empower yourself to navigate challenges with clarity and purpose. Example: control, preparing thoroughly for a presentation, managing your time effectively, and maintaining a calm demeanor. Result: confidence in your abilities, regardless of how others perceive the presentation. What you cannot control. On the other hand, you cannot control other people's opinions and actions, unexpected events, e.g., traffic, weather delays, outcomes influenced by external factors. Attempting to control these aspects only leads to frustration and anxiety. Recognizing what's outside your influence allows you to conserve energy for what truly matters. Example: can't control a colleague's negative attitude toward your ideas. Response: focus on presenting your ideas clearly and professionally without letting their reaction derail your efforts. Journaling. Prompt: what happened today that I tried to control but couldn't? How did this affect me? And what can I do differently next time? What challenges did I face today where I focused on what I could control? How did this help me? Step 2. Reflecting on your reactions. The second step in journaling is to analyze your emotional and behavioral responses to the events of the day. This reflection helps you identify patterns in how you handle stress, frustration, or disappointment, enabling you to improve over time. Questions for reflection. How did I react to challenges today? Did my response align with my values and principles? Were there moments when I let emotions like anger or anxiety dictate my behavior? How could I have responded differently? The role of Stoic principles in reflection. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote reminds us that while we cannot always control events, we can always control our response. By reflecting on our reactions, we gain insight into how to cultivate calmness and strength in the face of adversity. Real-life example. Sarah had a frustrating day at work. Her boss criticized a project she worked hard on, and her initial reaction was anger and defensiveness. However, during her evening journaling session, Sarah reflected on her response. She acknowledged that her boss's feedback was beyond her control. She recognized that her reaction was rooted in pride and a fear of failure. She resolved to approach her boss the next day with an open mind, asking for constructive feedback to improve her project. By processing her emotions through journaling, Sarah turned a moment of frustration into an opportunity for growth and learning. Step 3. Aligning actions with values. Journaling also helps you ensure that your daily actions reflect your core values and priorities. Stoicism emphasizes living virtuously, acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Key questions. Did I act in accordance with my values today? Were there moments when I compromised my principles? If so, why? How can I make better choices tomorrow? Example. Tom values honesty, but found himself exaggerating a story during a meeting to impress his colleagues. During his journaling session, he acknowledged this inconsistency with his principles. He resolved to prioritize authenticity in future interactions, recognizing that genuine respect is earned through integrity, not embellishment. Journaling exercise. Write about a moment today when you felt proud of how you handled a situation. What does this reveal about your values? Reflect on a moment when you strayed from your principles. What can you learn from this, and how will you act differently next time? Additional tips for effective journaling. Be honest with yourself. Your journal is a private space for self-reflection. Honesty is crucial for gaining true insight into your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Use prompts for clarity. If you're unsure where to start, try using prompts like, "What challenged me today, and how did I handle it? What am I grateful for today? What did I learn from today's events?" Keep it consistent. Journaling doesn't have to be lengthy or time-consuming. Even 5 to 10 minutes each day can make a significant difference. Focus on solutions, not just problems. While it's important to acknowledge difficulties, also use your journal to brainstorm solutions and strategies for improvement. The benefits of journaling in self-awareness. Over time, journaling becomes a habit that deepens your self-awareness and enhances your ability to navigate life's complexities. The practice helps you cultivate clarity. By distinguishing between what you can and cannot control, you focus your energy where it's most effective. Develop emotional resilience. Reflecting on your reactions enables you to manage emotions more effectively, reducing stress and frustration. Live intentionally. Aligning your actions with your values ensures that your daily choices contribute to a meaningful and fulfilling life. Building the foundation for transformation. Journaling is more than a practice. It's a pathway to greater self-awareness and intentional living. By dedicating the first hour of your transformative journey to this simple yet profound exercise, you lay the groundwork for growth, resilience, and inner peace. In the next hour, we'll explore how to build small but powerful habits that align with Stoic principles, helping you create lasting change in your daily life. Let's continue this journey of self-discovery together. Small but transformative practices. In the second hour of your journey, you'll shift from reflection to action by incorporating 2 simple yet powerful Stoic practices into your daily routine: meditation and contemplation of a Stoic quote. Though seemingly small, these practices can create profound shifts in your mindset and approach to life when applied consistently. Meditation. 5 minutes of mindful breathing. Meditation, though often associated with Eastern traditions, is deeply aligned with Stoic philosophy. It's a tool to calm the mind, detach from external chaos, and focus inward. For the Stoics, meditation was not about escaping the world, but about preparing the mind to engage with it more effectively. Why meditation matters. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the need to return to the present moment. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Meditation helps you create this internal retreat, enabling you to center yourself amidst distractions, reduce emotional reactivity, cultivate clarity and focus. How to practice meditation, Stoic style. Find a quiet space. Sit in a comfortable position in a quiet area. Close your eyes or lower your gaze. Focus on your breath. Breathe deeply in through your nose for 4 counts. Hold your breath for 4 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 counts. Observe your thoughts. Let your thoughts come and go without judgment. When your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Anchor in the present moment. Repeat to yourself, this moment is enough. I am enough. Start with just 5 minutes each day. Over time, you may find yourself naturally extending the practice as you experience its benefits. Imagine you've had a stressful day filled with deadlines and difficult conversations. Instead of letting the tension build, you take 5 minutes to meditate. By focusing on your breath, you interrupt the cycle of stress, returning to a calm, composed state of mind. When you re-engage with your tasks, you approach them with renewed clarity and energy. Contemplating a Stoic. Quote, Stoicism is filled with timeless wisdom that can serve as a guide through life's challenges. Spending just a few minutes reflecting on a Stoic quote each day can help you internalize its principles and apply them to your current circumstances. Why this practice is powerful. The Stoics believed in constant self-improvement and saw philosophical reflection as a daily necessity. A single quote, when deeply contemplated, can shift your perspective, clarify your priorities, and inspire virtuous action. Epictetus, for example, encouraged us to keep your attention focused entirely on what is truly your own concern, and be clear that what belongs to others is their business and none of yours. Reflecting on such wisdom reminds us to let go of what we cannot control and focus on living according to our values. How to reflect on a Stoic. Quote. Choose a relevant quote. Select a quote that resonates with your current situation or challenges. Example. Quote. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Understand its context. Consider the context in which the philosopher wrote the quote. For example, Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor dealing with immense pressure. His reflection on focusing inward likely arose from the need to stay grounded amidst external chaos. Apply it to your life. Ask yourself, how does this quote relate to my current struggles? What external events am I letting control my emotions? How can I redirect my focus to my thoughts and actions? Write about it. Spend a few minutes journaling your reflections. Writing helps solidify your understanding and creates a personal connection to the wisdom. Let's take the quote. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. This quote, rooted in the Stoic practice of memento mori, remembering death, reminds us of life's impermanence. Reflecting on this might look like immediate thought. Life is fragile and unpredictable. If today were my last, am I living in alignment with what truly matters? Current application. Perhaps you've been procrastinating on pursuing a dream or resolving a conflict. This quote urges you to take action now, without waiting for the perfect moment. Journaling reflection. What is one thing I would regret not doing if today were my last? What steps can I take today to live more intentionally? Through this exercise, the quote becomes more than words on a page. It becomes a catalyst for meaningful change. Building a routine of small practices. The beauty of these practices lies in their simplicity and accessibility. Neither meditation nor reflecting on a quote requires significant time or resources, yet their impact can be profound when incorporated consistently into your daily routine. Integrating these practices into your day: morning meditation and reflection. Begin your day with 5 minutes of meditation to center yourself, followed by contemplating a Stoic quote that sets the tone for your mindset and actions. Midday. Reset. Use a brief meditation during lunch to refocus your energy and step back from the busyness of your day. Reflect on how the quote you chose in the morning applies to the events of your day so far. Evening. Reflection. Revisit the quote and journal your insights. Reflect on how you lived in accordance with its wisdom and where there's room for growth. The cumulative power of small practices. Individually, these practices might seem small. However, their cumulative effect over time can lead to a significant transformation in how you approach life. Meditation fosters calmness and clarity, while reflecting on Stoic wisdom deepens your understanding of yourself and the world around you. In the next hour, we'll explore how to take these reflections and habits to the next level by setting specific, actionable goals that align with your values and the Stoic principles you've begun to embrace. Let's continue this journey of growth and resilience together. Taking practical action. After reflecting and cultivating self-awareness in the first hour and practicing small habits in the second, the third hour focuses on action, translating reflection into meaningful deeds. Stoicism emphasizes not just philosophical contemplation, but action aligned with your values. In this final step, you'll choose a specific action that embodies your principles and brings greater purpose to your day. This step is about living intentionally. By consciously selecting an action that reflects your values, you strengthen your character, build integrity, and create a tangible connection between philosophy and daily life. Why practical action matters in Stoicism. Stoicism is a philosophy of action. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Action is the bridge between your intentions and the reality you wish to create. Without action, even the deepest insights and most profound reflections remain abstract and incomplete. Stoicism urges us to live in accordance with our principles, not just think about them. Choosing an action that reflects your values. To make the most of this practice, choose an action that aligns with your core values, addresses a current challenge or opportunity in your life, contributes positively to your well-being or that of others. Here are some examples to inspire your decision. Learn to say no to an unnecessary demand. One of the most challenging yet empowering actions is learning to say no when a request or demand conflicts with your priorities. Many of us feel compelled to please others, often at the expense of our own well-being. Example. Scenario. You're asked to take on an additional project at work, but you're already overwhelmed with your current responsibilities. Normally, you might agree out of guilt or fear of disappointing your boss. Taking action. Instead, you calmly and respectfully decline, explaining your current workload and offering to revisit the request later when you have more capacity. Reflection. This action demonstrates self-respect and the courage to set boundaries. It allows you to focus on what truly matters while maintaining professionalism. Perform a meaningful act of kindness. Another powerful action is performing an act of kindness aligned with your values. Stoicism teaches us to contribute to the well-being of others, but in a way that is thoughtful and sustainable. Example. Scenario. You notice a colleague struggling with a task. Even though you're busy, you offer to help them for 15 minutes, sharing a strategy or tool that could ease their workload. Taking action. You prioritize this small act of support, knowing it aligns with your values of compassion and cooperation. Reflection. This action strengthens your relationship with your colleague. It reminds you of the importance of contributing positively to your environment. Address a difficult conversation. Stoicism encourages us to face challenges head-on rather than avoiding them. A meaningful action might involve initiating a difficult but necessary conversation, such as resolving a conflict or seeking clarity on an issue. Example. Scenario: you've been feeling undervalued at work but have avoided discussing it with your manager. Today, you decide to address the issue professionally and constructively. Taking action: you schedule a meeting with your manager, calmly explain your concerns, and propose ways to enhance your contributions and satisfaction at work. Reflection: this action shows courage and a commitment to personal growth. It fosters transparency and strengthens professional relationships. Revisit a neglected goal. Sometimes, the best action is reconnecting with a goal or passion that has been sidelined by daily responsibilities. Example. Scenario: you've always wanted to learn a new skill, like playing an instrument or speaking another language, but keep postponing it. Today, you decide to take the first step. Taking action: you sign up for an online course or dedicate 30 minutes to practicing the basics. Reflection: this action demonstrates self-discipline and a commitment to lifelong learning. It brings joy and a sense of progress to your day. Simplify your environment. Decluttering and simplifying your surroundings is another practical action that reflects Stoic principles of moderation and focus. Example. Scenario: your workspace is cluttered, making it difficult to concentrate. You decide to spend 10 minutes organizing it. Taking action: you remove unnecessary items, file important documents, and create a clean, focused space. Reflection: this action reinforces the Stoic value of simplicity. It improves your productivity and mental clarity. The process of taking action. Step 1. Identify your value before choosing an action. Reflect on the values that are most important to you. These might include integrity, compassion, discipline, or fairness. Step 2. Connect the value to a situation. Think about a challenge or opportunity in your life where this value can guide your decision. Step 3. Commit to the action plan, a specific, realistic action you can take today. Ensure it is something meaningful but achievable within your current circumstances. Let your actions color your day with purpose, integrity, and meaning. We've explored some of the most profound aspects of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that is both practical and transformative. These lessons are not just about changing the way you think. They are tools to help you take control of your life and live with greater purpose. Here's what we've learned: awareness and control. Understand the difference between what you can control and what you cannot. Focus on your thoughts, actions, and reactions instead of worrying about external factors. Living. According to values, virtue is the foundation of happiness, and aligning your actions with your values leads to a meaningful life. Learn to say no and set boundaries to protect your energy and prioritize what truly matters. Turning adversity into opportunity. Failure is not the end, it's the beginning of growth. Practice memento mori to remind yourself of life's impermanence and to focus on what is truly important. Taking meaningful action. From small acts like meditation and journaling to bigger decisions like resolving conflicts or breaking old habits, every action brings you closer to living a life of value and control. Stoicism is not just a philosophy for scholars, it's a powerful toolkit for managing emotions, building resilience, and creating a life aligned with your highest values. The lessons of Stoicism mean little if they remain abstract concepts. The true power of this philosophy lies in its application. Start today. Dedicate 10 minutes each day. Write in a journal to distinguish between what you can and cannot control. Practice meditation or reflect on a Stoic quote. Choose one specific action. Think of one thing you can do today to live according to your values. It could be saying no to an unsuitable request, mending a relationship, or doing something meaningful you've been postponing. Share and connect. Leave a comment below. What from this video inspires you to change your life? Your insights are not only a reminder for yourself, but also a source of inspiration for others. This journey is not a destination, it's a process. Take one small step each day, and each step will bring you closer to the life you desire. Life is a series of choices. Each day, you have the opportunity to master your mind, control your emotions, and build a future aligned with your values. Remember, this 3-hour journey can change your life, but it's your daily commitment that will truly make you the strongest version of yourself. Small daily actions, will accumulate into a life full of meaning and control. Stoicism doesn't just help you overcome challenges, it helps you live with inner peace and deep gratitude. Start today. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson. Share this video with someone who could benefit from tools to take control of their life. You have the power to change your life. Now is the time to use it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you found inspiration, tools, and confidence to make positive changes. Stay resilient and live a meaningful life.